Come on, where is he? No! Darn it, come on! What's up, people of the internet? Let's skip dinner and get right to the one night stand, okay? Let's just get right to boning. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. It's the newest popular gaming attempt to make the Hunger Games or the Condemned or Battle Royale or Running Man into a successful gaming venture. This game is in early access. It's clear from a brief view of the main menu, it's not exactly what you'd call feature-rich. You could easily compare this to the Ark Survival Evolved expansion called Survival of the Fittest. It's also very similar to H1Z1 and DayZ. The game pits what seems to be up to 100 players against each other in a free-for-all on a large map filled with weapons, upgrades, and armor. Looting the buildings, other players, and occasionally a supply drop are how you prepare for the bigger fights. But let's start at the beginning of the round. Each match starts with a 60-second warm-up period, with which you can just relax, talk trash, or find a gun and start shooting the other players in either first or third person. They can't be killed though, so don't get your hopes up about knocking off the competition early. After this period expires, everyone is loaded into a plane, flying over the battlefield. You can change your view from first to third person here as well, giving you a better idea of wherever the map you are when you jump out. Quick tip, just like any other time in the game, you can hit M to open the map, get a better idea of where the plane is actually going, so you can kind of plan out where you're going to try and jump. Once you exit the plane, it's a race to the ground to find the first weapons. You can control the speed of descent by holding forward, or to slow your descent, hold back with S. I personally like to aim for an area that only has a few houses because you run less risk of bumping into someone else in a secluded section of the map. Pressing F releases your parachute manually, but it's not necessary because the parachutes always seem to activate on their own pretty far from the ground. Even once it's open, you can still control your landing speed pretty easily. This is when your adrenaline should start to pick up. As you recover from the landing of the parachute, you need to immediately run for not only cover, but a means of defense. Means of defense being the fun part. Guns. There are a decent number of guns to be found on the map, including SMGs, shotguns, pistols, assault rifles, melee, grenades, crossbows, and so far I've only seen sniper rifles in the aforementioned supply drops. While gathering pictures for this part, I realized it also includes on the wiki LMGs and DMRs, one of each. I had not seen these in game yet. It might be possible that they're all in supply drops with sniper rifles. It's also possible that I'm wrong and all three are just readily available at some place in the map and I just hadn't come across them yet. You have a very limited amount of carrying space, so you may not even be able to grab all of the gear at your first stop unless you find a backpack there. There seems to be 3 tiers of backpack, V1, V2, and V3. I haven't run out of space with any of them, so I'm not sure how much storage varies from version to version. One thing's for sure, you are gonna need all that space for the attachments you pick up. There are a lot. Just about every gun has something that can be added or swapped. Here's a screenshot of the wiki. I'm not gonna bother listing them because it's all the stuff you would expect from a Call of Duty or Battlefield gun mod list. The add-ons are fairly simple to use. Just hit tab to bring up the menu, and since right-click applies them to anything you can put them on, and the same goes for medkits and bandages and energy drinks. No, I'm not kidding. There are energy drinks in this game. They even made the cans look like cans of, edible. You can find body armor and clothes throughout the game as well, meaning if you're lucky, you can find some great camouflage or at least a cool-looking jacket.
Well, first of all, it's not a jacket, it's a duster. It's like a jacket, only it's longer, thicker, and far more badass.
There are vehicles as well. You've got jeeps, buggies, motorcycles, cars, trucks, and boats. If you're wondering if you can kill somebody driving a vehicle with a gun, well... The last thing I want to mention is the 3 environmental dangers in the game. You can obviously die by things like fall damage or drowning, but you can also die from what seems to be some kind of carpet bomb that will happen every once in a while. When you see the map turn red, you know you're in the blast zone. Try to avoid that. You can also hear the plane coming for the supply drop though, so if you hear a plane, check the map before you just take off running. And the third issue is the world border. The game has a shrinking world border that pushes players towards a central area to fight it out. So you want to stay ahead of that border because you won't be able to outrun it unless you drive. It won't kill you instantly, but it will take your health down as long as you're outside the border. Your best bet is to just always stay on the move. And finally, the combat. I gotta say, this surprised me. I tried to play DayZ, I tried to play Rust, and I tried to play Ark. I know this game is very different than all of those 3, but DayZ is definitely the closest game that I've played to being like this. This game is so much more fun in the combat department than any of those 3. I don't know if it's because of the pressure being on, because there's so many people on the map, and they're all just there to kill you. I don't know if it's because there's a time limit that you know is pushing you all closer together, so you know at any minute you could run into that other person. And unlike DayZ, where you could go days without seeing anyone and still probably die multiple times, this game has a wonderfully chaotic pacing to each match I have played, and I am loving how well it works. Shootouts like the one I just lost always leave me a little frustrated, but somehow feeling like it was an epic fight. Limited ammo, barely any cover, and winner take all. Hopefully this early access game will continue to be a huge success because I'm loving this new experience I've had with this game, and I haven't even been able to play with my friends yet. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys haven't checked out the game, check it out, please. It's on Steam, it's fantastic, and I hope you guys enjoy. Thanks for watching, I'll see you guys next time.